It's something that first responders and officials from Herkimer and Oneida counties hope never happens, but with a major rail system running through both counties, they trained for today in Whitesboro. Every day, hundreds of trains roll down the tracks in Herkimer and Oneida counties. With recent high-profile derailments in Minnesota and Ohio, County Executive Anthony Pacenti felt it was time for local first responders to get a refresher on what to do should a train derail.
With the train derailments that we've seen around the country, it brought to the light that we haven't done one in a while in terms of a tabletop exercise, even though our first responders in both counties, in Oneida and Herkimer, are trained in this. It's always good to get back together with everybody that's involved and look at scenarios that if something like that were to happen in either county, what triggers go into place, what happens next, what happens first, and what happens throughout the day.
Despite the high volume in rail traffic, a derailment is rare, but it has happened locally. In May of 2020, a New York and Susquehanna train derailed in New York Mills. One of the most memorable incidents in the last 20 years occurred in Oneida on the morning of March 12, 2007, when 29 cars on a CSX train derailed. 6 tank cars were breached and an explosion occurred. Officials evacuated everyone in a 1-mile radius of the incident, including 2 schools. These examples are why officials want to be ready.
So we want to be ready on all accounts: fire, EMS, law enforcement, and all the other agencies that you may not think are involved, but the private agencies, the public agencies, the non-for-profits. We want to be ready to handle that and do it effectively and efficiently for the public.
Today's training wasn't just for first responders.
There's quite a few. You have the school, you have DOT, you have the railroad, you have many county departments. So it gives them an idea what's going to happen, and also they're going to be called upon to help. So they need to know what's going to be going on.
So what were participants learning?
With the tabletop, you're kind of just talking through what you would do. They're both advantageous. I mean, we can learn a lot from both of them. So whether we do an actual hands-on or a tabletop, it's good training.
The hardest part for first responders is if something were to happen, finding out what is involved and, most importantly, what's being carried. That's knowledge first responders don't have until after a derailment occurs.
Well, every day there's something coming through the tracks. What they're carrying, we don't know. If a situation like this happens, we have quick resources that we can find out what's on them, but to know what goes through the village every single day, no.
Officials say that a hands-on exercise is being planned for later this year.